Welcome to Politics NY with Sky. Schneps Media is asking each candidate running for New York City office this year 3 questions in 3 minutes to get to know them in a candid way. And right now with Elizabeth Caputo, she's running to be the next Manhattan Borough President. So we're getting closer and closer to June 22nd. Let's hear from Elizabeth on how it's going on the campaign trail. And
Excellent.
yeah, tell us everything that's going on.
Sure. I mean, look, it's been really excited. I have lived and worked in Manhattan for 25 years, my entire adult life. I've been a 3-time elected community board chair. I led an organization called Democratic Leadership for the 21st Century for over a decade, which worked to bring young people into the political process. I'm really proud of that service and that leadership role. I'm also an expert, and I've spent years as an infrastructure finance executive, and I currently work at the World Economic Forum, where I bridge cities around the world. The campaign is going great. I'm really running because I believe that this job is not a legislative one, and it shouldn't be a stepping stone to higher office. I believe it needs to be about somebody who truly cares about our neighborhoods and building back our neighborhoods post-COVID and really empowering the people and communities, which is what I've done my entire adult life here in Manhattan.
Yeah, and it's a competitive race. And I wonder what you would say. How are you getting your name out there and your campaign out there when there are some big names in the race? And like you said, there are other electeds who are running for this office.
Sure, it's a great question. One, I think I had a very commanding debate performance on New York One the other night. I would encourage anyone to go watch it if they have not done so already. I have taken advantage of that. I also have just gone everywhere. I've gone to every part of this borough, from Inwood down to Battery Park City, and every place, every neighborhood in between. And I think the fact that I have done so many diverse things, I sort of always joke that I've had a lot of jobs, a lot of relationships, and a lot of apartments. My one constant has always been my neighborhood here on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. So I have gotten out, and I think the hustle is what's going to win this race. The elected officials, I should also note, had 3 years, and in many cases more, to raise this money. I got in the race because I work full time, and I actually had to get approval from my employer to make sure that I could run, and that happened, in the summer of last year. So I've been raising money for less than a year, but we have all the resources we expect that we're going to need in a race that has sort of fallen under the radar screen a little bit. And the final thing I'll say is that I just believe people are looking for what I call qualified new leadership. They don't want the same old, same old. They've had a chance to do it and they haven't gotten it done.
Right. There's a lot of that energy this year, as the whole city is going to see a whole revamp of city government. So now, Elizabeth, something besides government and politics and your job, tell us something fun or interesting or quirky about yourself that maybe you want voters to know.
Sure. So I think I mentioned earlier to you, but not to your audience, I am a dog owner. My one other constant throughout my life here in Manhattan has been being a dog owner. We lost our dog Leo in July in the middle of the pandemic, and we were fortunate enough to find a shelter in the East Village that wanted a person who had big dog experience. So my partner Jose and I brought Bruno home, and Bruno is sitting right next to me right now. So that's one thing about me. I don't know if that's quirky or not.
Yeah.
The other thing is that I'm a diehard Mets fan. So I know that's not necessarily a Manhattan thing, although we take the 7 train. I think the third thing about me that I want people to know is that I am prioritizing transit in this race. I take the train everywhere. And when you ask your first question about how I'm getting around and meeting people, the subways and the buses, to me, are a great equalizer in the city. And I'm going to prioritize that for everyone when I'm borough president.
Awesome. Thank you, Elizabeth Caputo. Thank you for being part of Schneps Media's 3 questions in 3 minutes. And I'm Sky with Politics NY.